A loud sound reverberated in the air when the woman was killed, instantly taking Duan Ling Tian by surprise. Nobody saw when Duan Ling Tian made a move, but a layer of invisible light shield rose and blocked the blood that splattered toward him and Tian Wu. In the next instant, Duan Ling Tian looked at the assailant who was slowly walking into the pergola. His face turned grave immediately. What a beautiful woman! When the luxuriously dressed young man brought the old man in, his gaze instantly landed on Feng Tian Wu. He completely ignored Duan Ling Tian. His breathing quickened when he saw Feng Tian Wu's extremely beautiful face. When had he ever seen such a beauty? Lady, I'm called Wu Jie. I'm the son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. I wonder what's your name, miss? The luxuriously dressed young man arrived before Feng Tian Wu. A warm smile appeared on that fairly handsome face. However, there were lust and desire in the depth of his eyes. The desire to obtain this almost perfect woman before him. At the moment when Wu Jie greeted Feng Tian Wu in a refined and courteous manner, Feng Tian Wu replied with a cold and icy word, "Scram." Wu Jie was struck dumb for a moment. From the moment Wu Jie killed the woman standing outside the pergola, the commotion had caught many people's attention. Due to this reason, Wu Jie's failure in chatting up Feng Tian Wu and her rebuke to him was seen by everyone. The son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect? When most of them discovered Wu Jie's identity, they did not dare to say anything at all. However, their eyes were filled with scorn when they looked at him. The True Martial Sect was also a first-rate force similar to the Zhou clan in Ataraxia City and the former Yin-Yang sect. Wu Jie felt extremely embarrassed when he noticed the scorn from the people in the surroundings. He tried to suppress the wrath rising in his heart. He looked at Feng Tian Wu again before he repeated, "I said I'm the son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. The young sect leader of True Martial Sect." However, the reply that Feng Tian Wu gave him was also the same word she had given him earlier. "Scram, scram." Wu Jie's body trembled slightly, and his expression began to turn wretched. When had he ever been ignored like that in front of a crowd? There was no difference to being humiliated. The group of people watching the scene burst into an uproar. While they sneered at Wu Jie, they were looking at Feng Tian Wu in shock. They did not expect this woman to have the balls to treat the son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect in such a way. Although the sect leader of True Martial Sect had 2 sons, the one he doted on the most was none other than his youngest son whom he obtained in his old age. He almost regarded him as his life. "Bitch, I was nice to you. How dare you act so ungrateful?" Finally, Wu Jie could no longer suppress the flames of fury in his heart and completely erupted. He took a stride forward and raised both hands to grab Feng Tian Wu. "Aren't you arrogant? From today onward, I'll make you my slave." Wu Jie was the son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. He had just entered his 30s, and his cultivation base was at the peak of the void. However, he was like an ant in front of Feng Tian Wu. "Whoosh, young master." The sound of sword whistling in the air disappeared as soon as it appeared. It was accompanied by a loud scream. As it turned out, Feng Tian Wu had casually drawn her sword and took the life of Wu Jie, who was venting his anger on her. The owner of the loud scream was none other than the old man standing behind Wu Jie. He did not expect the harmless-looking red-clad woman could kill young master without him noticing. His young master was dead. How was he going to explain this to the sect leader? Silence descended on the surroundings. The gazes that landed on Wu Jie, who was lying in a pool of blood, were a little stunned. She killed the youngest son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. She just invited a huge calamity. The True Martial Sect will never let her go. I can't believe she possessed the strength to kill the youngest son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect, even though she only appears to be in her 20s. Although there was no heaven and earth energy that gathered into the heaven and earth phenomenon when they attacked earlier, I heard the youngest son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect was at the peak of the void already. He was killed in just a blow? She must be a martial monarch then. The onlookers discussed among themselves as they stared at this woman who possessed unrivaled beauty in astonishment. Well, it was just like the saying, women are troubles. If it was not for the fact that the son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect harbored evil intention toward this woman, he would not have ended up like that. However, what they did not know was the son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect had been sentenced to death by the purple-clad young man standing next to the woman when he killed the woman standing outside the pergola. "Why you? How dare you kill my young master? Do you know who he is?" The old man was so infuriated that his body began to tremble when he saw Wu Jie lying on the ground. He glared at Feng Tianwu intently. It seemed as though he had not recovered from his shock yet. What does it have to do with me, whoever he is? Feng Tianwu lifted her head and looked at the old man indifferently. Her question almost made the old man throw up blood. This woman first killed his young master, and then she actually had the audacity to ask what did it have to do with her who his young master was? You're looking for death. The old man could no longer hold back. With a loud roar, origin energy rose from his body and transformed into a thunderstorm in just a blink of an eye before it twined around his body. It made him look like a thunder god. Apart from that, there were also revolving wind energy and dancing flames around the thunderstorm. With a flash, the old man charged out. A series of explosions sounded in his wake as he charged out. Invisible airwave rolled out and turned into a flurry of hurricanes that swept through the place. Swish! In the next instant, a sword suddenly appeared in the old man's hands. The sword sliced toward Feng Tianwu powerfully, as though it had divine help. The strength that the old man demonstrated was not only more powerful than Wu Jie, it far surpassed Feng Tianwu too. However, Feng Tianwu's expression remained calm in the face of the old man's hurricane-like attack. It seemed as though she had no intention of moving at all. Has she gone crazy? It looks like she's wishing for death now. Many people thought to themselves as they watched the scene unfolding before their eyes. Just when everybody thought Feng Tianwu was about to die, a scene far beyond their imagination suddenly unfolded. Their eyes instantly became as wide as saucers. Dear Lord, what did they just witness? The purple-clad young man who was sitting motionlessly next to the red-clad woman suddenly made his move like a thunder when the old man's sword that contained the strength of 2 ancient black dragons and several thousand ancient horned dragons was slicing down at the red-clad woman. Swoosh! With just one finger, he blocked the sword that the old man wielded with all his might. The finger and the sword met. They were momentarily locked in a stalemate. Rolling airwaves began to spread out from the meeting point of the finger and the sword before it transformed into a flurry of hurricanes that made the onlookers' robes flutter. Some people with a lower cultivation base had to squint their eyes. However, their eyes did not leave the purple-clad young man standing nearby. His strength shocked all of them. Crack, crack, crack. Right at this moment, the old man's face flushed as his body trembled ever so slightly. A series of fine cracks began to appear from the place where he stood. The cracks continued to spread out, appearing like a giant spider web. Humph! In comparison to the old man's lack of energy to carry on, Duan Ling Tian appeared calm and collected. However, he soon snorted as the finger blocking at the tip of the old man's sword gave a little flick. A vast energy surged out of Duan Ling Tian's finger and entered the spirit sword in the old man's hand easily, like crushing dried leaves before it entered old man's body as well. Boom! In just a blink of an eye, the tyrannical energy destroyed the old man's internal organs, killing him imperceptibly. The old man collapsed to the ground. His eyes turned lifeless when he stopped breathing. Silence. The entire scene fell silent. True martial sect? Duan Ling Tian swept a cold glance at the two bodies. A hint of disdain could be seen on the corner of his mouth. According to Luo Ping, the true martial sect was originally one of Yin Yang sect's mortal enemies. Tian Wu, let's go there. Duan Ling Tian took the spatial rings, profundity, and concept fragments from the two bodies before he led Feng Tianwu to an unoccupied pergola to sit. Meanwhile, everyone's eyes followed them when they moved. Who is this purple-clad young man? He's really strong. Judging by the heaven and earth phenomenon he mobilized, that old man from the true martial sect should be at the 5th or 6th level martial monarch stage at least. However, he was killed with just a finger. He's just too powerful. I guess he must be a powerful demon. It's quite unlikely for a human martial artist to be so powerful at such a young age. A group of people whispered among themselves. The eyes that were looking at Duan Ling Tian were filled with dread. Duan Ling Tian and Feng Tianwu sat down in another pergola. Soon after, the Zhou clan's auction square's staff came to clean the previous pergola they were sitting in. While they were cleaning, it was apparent that they were slightly trembling. After all, the body they were cleaning up belonged to the dearest, youngest son of the sect leader of true martial sect. At the backstage of the Zhou clan's auction square, manager, the two of them are real troublemakers. Before this, they've already killed Zhou Li, and now they even killed the dearest, youngest son of the sect leader of true martial sect and the elder of true martial sect. One of the Zhou clan's disciples reported as he looked at Zhou Ji. There was a wry smile on his face. Looks like our Zhou clan's auction square is destined to be stormy today, Zhou Ji sighed. Soon after, somebody entered and reported, Manager, I've done as you said. I've already asked someone to send the 2 bodies to the True Martial Sex industrial property in Ataraxia City. Manager, it's going to begin soon. Someone reminded at this moment. Follow the orders. It must be chaotic outside right now. Let me go out and calm them down, Zhou Ji ordered before he walked out of the backstage to the auction stage. Standing on the auction stage, he could clearly see the pergolas in front of his eyes and the customers sitting inside them. These customers were all here to participate in the large-scale auction fair at the Zhou clan's auction square today. Everyone, I'd like to announce that the large-scale auction fair that's held every 3 months by the Zhou clan's auction square has now begun, Zhou Ji announced in a lively manner. As Zhou Ji announced the start of the auction fair, the attention of all the customers in Zhou clan's auction square had also shifted from Duanling Tian and Feng Tian Wu to the auction stage. Soon after, someone brought out the first auction item that attracted everyone's attention, including Duanling Tian. However, Duanling Tian's interest vanished after just a glance at the item. The first auction item was a bottle of grade 1 pill. Although the pill was contained in a pill bottle, Duanling Tian's spiritual energy easily detected the pill's attributes. It was a grade 1 pill with less than 70% purity. In Duanling Tian's eyes, this was basically trash. However, what Duanling Tian perceived as trash might not be perceived as trash by the others. Moreover, in the eyes of the people, it was a treasure they could only obtain by spending a lot of high-grade origin stones. I'll offer 20 high-grade origin stones. 30, 50. That bottle of grade 1 pill that Duanling Tian regarded as trash was successfully sold to someone at the cost of 120 high-grade origin stones. It caused Duanling Tian to sigh a little. Let alone 120 high-grade origin stones. He was not even willing to spend 1 high-grade origin stone on a trash like that. Pills were different from spirit weapons. A low-grade spirit weapon could still be refined in the furnace, but it was not the case for pills. The auction fair continued to go on like a raging fire. However, it was not tranquil at all in the Zhou clan's mansion in Ataraxia City. The entire Zhou clan was in an uproar from the body that was sent into the Zhou clan's mansion. All of the senior officials of Zhou clan, who were at home at the moment and not in closed-door cultivation, had gathered together. An old man wearing a green robe inlaid with gold sat on the highest seat in the Zhou clan's main hall. The old man appeared to be in good shape, and the prestige that came from the calmness in his eyes subtly revealed an aura of supremacy. This old man was none other than the current clan leader of Ataraxia City's Zhou clan, Zhou Zheng. The people sitting below were a group of people who had gathered there. Among them were old and middle-aged men. All of them were the Zhou clan's elders. At this moment, they were gathered around a body lying on the ground. They were no stranger to the body at all. Zhou Li was a Zhou clan's elder and also the son of the Zhou clan's grand elder. One of the middle-aged elders of the Zhou clan looked at Zhou Zheng sitting on the highest seat with a pair of huge eyes as he asked in disbelief, "Clan leader, who did this?" It was very hard for him to imagine someone who had the balls to do something like that. How dare he killed the only son of their Zhou clan's grand elder? For a moment, all of the Zhou clan's elders looked at Zhou Zheng. They were curious about this as well. Their Zhou clan's grand elder was a powerhouse who was well known in Ataraxia City and its surrounding region. In their opinion, being so bold as to slaughter the only son of their Zhou clan's grand elder was just bringing about one's own destruction. Under the curious eyes of the Zhou clan's elders, Zhou Zheng shook his head instead. "I have no idea yet." "No idea?" Zhou Zheng's words left the Zhou clan's elders completely bewildered. "Clan leader, what do you mean by this? See, could it be that we don't even know who killed Zhou Li?" One of the Zhou clan's elders asked with a frown. "In that case, doesn't this mean Grand Elder won't be able to find the killer if he wants to avenge Zhou Li? If the Grand Elder comes out of his closed-door cultivation, he definitely won't be able to accept this." Before Zhou Zheng could reply, the rest of the Zhou clan's elders already fell into a discussion among themselves. "The killer's still in our Zhou clan's auction square." With this one remark from Zhou Zheng, the entire scene fell silent. In the next second, a Zhou clan's elder regained his senses first. His eyes gleamed coldly. "Clan leader, the Grand Elder has sacrificed his entire life for the sake of our Zhou clan. Right now, his only son was killed while he's in the midst of closed-door cultivation to make a breakthrough. We should capture the killer now and deal with him later when the Grand Elder finally comes out. This suggestion from the Zhou clan's elder was supported by the other Zhou clan's elders. If this issue is as simple as that, do you think I'll still ask all of you to come? Zhou Zheng asked as he swept an indifferent glance at the Zhou clan's elders. For a moment, the Zhou clan elders were rendered speechless. Clan leader, don't tell me there's a problem? An astute Zhou clan's elder asked. That's right. Zhou Zheng nodded before he continued to say, Zhou Li is killed at the backstage of our Zhou clan's auction square. When he died, Zhou Ji was present at the scene too. Zhou Ji, the manager of the Zhou clan's auction square. He was also a Zhou clan's elder that possessed great strength. This was a matter of course. If his strength was not powerful, how could he possibly assume the post of manager at the Zhou clan's auction square that was greatly important to the Zhou clan? Elder Zhou Ji was at the scene too. Yet, the killer was still able to kill Zhou Li. Many Zhou clan's elders gasped. Their eyes narrowed instantly. Zhou Ji was a 7th-level martial monarch. His strength was among the top 10 in Zhou clan. According to Zhou Ji's words, he could not even react in time when that guy made his move. His strength is in no way inferior to Zhou Ji. In fact, it must be a lot stronger too, Zhou Zheng replied in a deep voice. Our Zhou clan, including the clan leader and the Grand Elder, still has another 3 supreme elders who are stronger than Elder Zhou Ji. Won't it be easy for us to fight him? Many Zhou clan elders asked confidently. Of course, I know this, Zhou Zheng replied. However, the identity of the person who killed Zhou Li is not simple as well. Oh, the moment Zhou Zheng's words left his mouth, it undoubtedly caught the Zhou clan's elders' attention. His identity is not simple? According to the clan's disciple who sent Zhou Li's body back, the person who killed Zhou Li is a customer who has entrusted items to be auctioned off in our Zhou clan's auction square. Zhou Zheng replied slowly. He stopped when he reached this part of his sentence. Customer. Since he's a customer, why would he kill Zhou Li? Or could it be Zhou Li was the one who provoked him first? The group of Zhou clan elders asked curiously. Today, there are 2 customers who came to put items up for auction in our Zhou clan's auction square. In the face of the Zhou clan elders' doubts, Zhou Zheng told them the ins and outs of the story, including the fact that the customer who had killed Zhou Li actually entrusted a Grade 1 spirit weapon that gave a 90% boost in strength and Grade 1 pill that had more than 90% purity. Naturally, he did not leave out the story of how Zhou Li, consumed by greed, decided to pocket the items that the customer entrusted to be auctioned off for himself. The moment Zhou Zheng finished his story, a commotion broke out in the Zhou clan's main hall. Many of the Zhou clan elders' faces turned grave instantly. Some even became flushed as though they were embarrassed. What a shame! What a shame! Not only was Zhou Li utterly shameless, he even brought disgrace to our Zhou clan. If that customer spreads this story, who would dare to put their items up for auction at our Zhou clan's auction square? Although I respect the Grand Elder a lot, I must say that Zhou Li's death is not enough to atone for his crime. That's right, even his death could not atone for his crime. After the Zhou clan elders learned about the ins and outs of the matter, many of them cast the blame on the dead Zhou Li and were filled with righteous indignation. Silence. Zhou Zheng's cold voice returned the tranquility to the Zhou clan's main hall again. Although Zhou Li was the one at fault, he had already paid for it with his life. Due to this reason, I hope that nobody will blame him anymore, Zhou Zheng said as he cast a glance at his surroundings. For a moment, the group of Zhou clan's elders fell silent. Clan leader, earlier you said that this customer has entrusted us with a Grade 1 spirit weapon that could give a 90% boost in strength. Is it refined by a Grade 1 weapon craftsman from his sect? One of the Zhou clan's elder asked as he looked at Zhou Zheng. That's right, Zhou Zheng nodded. The clan's disciple that Zhou Ji sent back said so. On top of that, Zhou Ji suspects the Grade 1 life recovery pill that has more than 91% purity also came from a Grade 1 alchemist in his sect. The moment these words left Zhou Zheng's mouth, it was like a stone had set off 1,000 ripples. It caused the expressions of the Zhou clan's elders to change drastically. If that's true, then, doesn't this mean there are one extraordinary weapon craftsman and alchemist in the sect that he belongs to? Goodness, how powerful is this sect? Many Zhou clan's elders exclaimed. Due to this reason, before we discover his identity, the Zhou clan cannot offend him. Even if the Grand Elder comes out of his closed-door cultivation, we must not let him look for trouble with that guy at all. Dread could be seen on Zheng Zhou's face when he reached the end of his sentence. The group of Zhou clan's elders agreed with him wholeheartedly. Clan leader, clan leader. At this moment, a hurried voice rang from outside, gasping heavily for breath. It was obvious this man had rushed his way back to the Zhou clan. Huh? Zhou Zheng raised his brows and responded, "Come in." In the next moment, a Zhou clan's disciple hurried into the hall. When he saw the group of Zhou clan's elders present on the scene, it was inevitable that his expression became a little uncomfortable. Zhou Zheng recognized this person as the clan's disciple who was in charge at the Zhou clan's auction square, so he asked, "Look at you and hurry to find me. Has something happened at the auction square?" Auction square? The moment Zhou Zheng opened his mouth, all of the Zhou clan's elders looked at the newcomer with curiosity in their eyes. They wondered why he rushed back in a hurry to look for the clan leader. Yes, the Zhou clan's disciple who rushed back hastily nodded. "Tell me," Zhou Zheng ordered. Clan leader, the customer and the woman beside him who killed Elder Zhou also killed the young sect leader of True Martial Sect and his follower in our Zhou clan's auction square. The Zhou clan disciple finished his sentence in a go. The reason he came back was to report this news. The moment the words left his mouth, the entire scene fell silent. The young sect leader of True Martial Sect? As the clan leader of Zhou clan, Zhou Zheng was one of the top powerhouses in Zhou clan. He regained his senses immediately and asked, "Which young sect leader? Is it Wu Jian, the young sect leader who's responsible for the True Martial Sect's industrial property in our Ataraxia city?" Wu Jian was the eldest son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. He was usually in Ataraxia city handling the True Martial Sect's industrial matter. He was quite powerful and was not inferior to Zhou Ji, the manager of Zhou clan's auction square. No, the Zhou clan's disciple shook his head and smiled wryly. "It's Wu Jie, the youngest son of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. Manager Zhou Ji has already asked someone to send Wu Jie's body to the True Martial Sect's industrial property in Ataraxia City. I think Wu Jian must have seen his brother's body by now," the Zhou clan's disciple added. "Wu Jie?" Zhou Zheng's eyes gleamed as he muttered. "Looks like it's destined to be stormy in our Ataraxia City today." Half of the industrial property in Ataraxia City belonged to the Zhou clan. The other half was controlled by a few other first-rate forces, including the True Martial Sect. Today, the True Martial Sect's industrial property in Ataraxia City was not tranquil at all. When the two bodies were sent there, they closed the shops. The atmosphere inside one of the shops was extremely tensed. A sturdy middle-aged man looked at the person who sent the bodies over. His eyes gleamed with iciness as he asked in a deep voice, "Who did this?" That person broke out in cold sweat when the middle-aged man glared at him. He quickly answered, "Young sect leader, I'm from the Zhou clan's auction square. Your brother and this True Martial Sect's elder were killed by two of our customers in our Zhou clan's auction square." Judging from his words, one would be able to figure out that the sturdy middle-aged man was none other than Wu Jian, the other young sect leader of True Martial Sect. He was also Wu Jie's blood brother. "You killed my brother and an elder from the True Martial Sect. I, Wu Jian, will kill you in return." Wu Jian's eyes gleamed murderously, and his body emitted a tyrannical aura that made it seem as though he wanted to devour a certain someone. Wu Jian looked at the young man lying on the ground with red eyes before he enunciated each word slowly in his deep voice. "Brother, rest assured, I'll chop off the head of the person who killed you and bring it back as an offering to you." At the Zhou clan's auction square, only a short while had passed, but 5 items had already been auctioned off. However, those items were useless to Duan Lingtian. Moreover, 3 out of the 5 items were no different from trash in Duan Lingtian's eyes. The 6th item being auctioned off today in our Zhou clan's auction square is an extremely rare material. According to the record in the ancient book, this is called the mysterious silver. On the auction stage, Zhou Ji introduced the auction item in his hand. It was an irregular round ball that was as big as an adult's fist. It appeared rough and uneven. It was extremely ugly. Mysterious silver. When Zhou Ji's words left his mouth, Duan Lingtian, whose eyes were originally closed, was shocked. He immediately opened his eyes. His burning gaze instantly focused on Zhou Ji's hand. There was finally something he was interested in. Moreover, this thing held quite a significant meaning to him. What is mysterious silver? Exactly. Hurry and introduce it to us. Otherwise, we won't even know what it is if we bid for it and bring it back. Many people asked Zhou Ji to introduce the mysterious silver. Zhou Ji smiled before he continued to say, The mysterious silver is an extremely valuable inscription material. As for its function, well, one can use the mysterious silver to communicate and give orders to the puppet that's made from a combination of inscription formations and other materials. As you all know, although it's not difficult to create a puppet, these puppets usually do not take orders well. This includes the orders of its maker, the inscription master himself. The puppet is not sentient. It only moves according to the inscription formation the inscription master left behind on its body. Zhou Ji continued. However, if you have this mysterious silver, everything will be different. Once the puppet is merged with the mysterious silver, it'll coordinate with a corresponding inscription formation and allow you to give it direct orders and control it. The instant Zhou Ji's words left his mouth, the entire scene burst into an uproar. We can control a puppet through this thing? Many people's eyes brightened up instantly. Wait a minute. If the puppet is merged with this mysterious silver, will I be the only one who's able to control it, or can anyone control it as well? If everybody can control it, then it's pretty much useless. Someone voiced out the worry in his heart soon after that. That's right. If everybody can control it, isn't that like doing all the work for someone else? Many people voiced out their agreement as well. Soon after, these words spread in the entire Zhou clan's auction square and became the general consensus. Even Zhou Ji, who was standing on the auction stage, could hear the words. All of you, there's no need for you to worry. The mysterious silver can only be used to control the puppet when it's coordinated with the inscription and inscription formation. Unless the inscription master commands it, only specific people can give orders and control the puppet. Zhou Ji explained carefully. The moment everyone heard Zhou Ji's words, their eyes brightened instantly. If that's the case, this mysterious silver is indeed great. If it's not expensive, I'll buy it and bring it back for a try. There were many inscription masters among the group of customers in the Zhou clan's auction square. All of them were staring at the mysterious silver in Zhou Ji's hand with bright eyes. If it was not for the fact that they were not confident they could snatch the mysterious silver away, they would have gone on stage to snatch it away. The mysterious silver could be considered as a treasure to inscription masters. Although the puppet they made was not as powerful as them and not very helpful, their hearts began to long for the mysterious silver the moment they imagined a puppet following them around and carrying out their orders unconditionally with just a command. Similar to them, Duan Ling Tian also longed for the mysterious silver. With this mysterious silver, I'll be able to put the inscription formation that I obtained from Qingfeng Palace previously to use. Duan Ling Tian's thought immediately went to the gigantic wooden puppet he encountered in Qingfeng Palace that was left behind by Martial Emperor Qingfeng in the Martial Emperor's secret treasure. With the stone platform that was inscribed with a bizarre inscription formation at the core, the gigantic wooden puppet could mobilize the shattered woods on the floor and turn them into a powerful force. Initially, Duan Ling Tian had taken the odd stone platform away with him since he really wanted the inscription formation on it. After that, Duan Ling Tian tried to use the inscription formation to gather the origin energies of a group of people and turn it into a powerful force. As the saying went, use a large force to defeat a small one, and defeat the strong by using a weak force. Unfortunately, imagination was always beautiful and reality was harsh. The impure origin energies from human bodies could not be gathered by the inscription formation. Only pure origin energies inside origin stones could be gathered using this kind of inscription formation. In the past, Duan Ling Tian had also thought about making a huge number of puppets and gather these puppets' strength through that kind of inscription formation so that he could obtain a powerful force. However, a puppet was still a puppet. Even if he was the person who created it, he still could not order or control it. Due to this reason, he had abandoned this idea. Perhaps that inscription formation will only be useful if I obtain the mysterious silver. This was the idea that Duan Ling Tian had last time. At that time, he had ransacked the Rebirth Martial Emperor's memory and discovered that if the mysterious silver was merged with a puppet, just a tiny bit would do. He would be able to use a corresponding inscription formation to order and control the puppet. The corresponding inscription formation was a simple inscription formation. Most of the famous inscription masters on Cloud Continent were able to inscribe and set it up. However, although the inscription formation was easy to set up, the mysterious silver was extremely rare. At the very least, the Rebirth Martial Emperor did not encounter any in his 2 lives. I can't believe that I, Duan Ling Tian, actually encountered the thing the Rebirth Martial Emperor had never seen before in his 2 reincarnations. It looks like my trip to Ataraxia City this time is not in vain. Duan Ling Tian's eyes shone as he looked at the mysterious silver in Zhou Ji's hand. I must obtain this mysterious silver. An ordinary inscription master might want the mysterious silver so that he could bring the puppet out and show off. But Duan Ling Tian wanted it because he wanted to build a huge and powerful puppet. Even if an ordinary puppet was set to move by a supreme-grade origin stones that were much superior to high-grade origin stones, the power it could unleash was still limited. It could only be compared to an ordinary void transformation stage martial artist at the most. However, with the inscription formation that Duan Ling Tian obtained in the Martial Emperor's secret treasure left behind by Martial Emperor Qing Feng, it would gather the strength of a group of puppets to form a greater strength. Even a puppet with origin energy comparable to a martial monarch could be created using that kind of inscription formation. At that time, the puppet would possess strength that's comparable to a martial monarch after it has corresponded with the profundity fragment that I put in it. It'll be like a man-made martial monarch. The moment Duan Ling Tian thought of this, he could not help but feel excited. Although it was difficult for 99% of the inscription masters on Cloud Continent to put a profundity fragment in the puppet so that it would be able to cast the corresponding profundity, it was not a problem at all for Duan Ling Tian, who had the Rebirth Martial Emperor's memory. Currently, I have many profundity fragments that I've collected, and I can definitely build a puppet with strength comparable to a martial monarch. However, I still need to get my hands on the mysterious silver first before I can do all this. Duan Ling Tian's eyes were filled with longing. From the beginning until the end, his eyes did not leave the mysterious silver in Zhou Ji's hand at all. If there was no mysterious silver, it would be absolutely useless even if he built a super powerful puppet. It would not obey his order, and he could not control it. Dear customers, think about it. If you bring a puppet who obeys your orders out, how will other people look at you? They'll be envious, of course. They'll definitely look at you with eyes filled with envy. Holding on to the mysterious silver, Zhou Ji played the item up. He praised it and described it with a colorful description. I must get my hands on this mysterious silver. Humph. Well then, let's see who has more origin stones. I don't lack origin stones at all. Try competing with me if you dare. As proven by facts, Zhou Ji's exaggeration was indeed rather fruitful. After a short period of time, people were already arguing with each other. Although the commotion by his ears proved that the mysterious silver was in high demand, Duan Ling Tian was not bothered at all. Put aside the fact that he had managed to obtain a huge number of high-grade origin stones from the pirates led by Gold Thug before he went to the Yin-Yang sect. After he had become the sect leader of Ling Tian's sect and took over everything in the Yin-Yang sect, the high-grade origin stones in his hands had already accumulated to several 100,000 pieces. Moreover, there were many supreme-grade origin stones as well. The supreme-grade origin stones were produced by the high-grade origin stone vein that used to be controlled by the Yin-Yang sect, currently known as the Ling Tian sect. Naturally, the production number was not high, but he had collected all of them. The value of one supreme-grade origin stone was equal to 100 high-grade origin stones. With so many origin stones in his hand, Duan Ling Tian did not feel any pressure at all to compete in the auction. The opening price for the mysterious silver will begin at 100 high-grade origin stones. Soon after, Zhou Ji stood at the stage and announced loudly as he began the auction for the mysterious silver in his hands. 100 high-grade origin stones. Someone began to bid as soon as Zhou Ji's words left his mouth. 200 high-grade origin stones. As soon as the former's words left his mouth, another person followed suit. The functions of the mysterious silver clearly piqued many people's interest. 300 high-grade origin stones. 400 high-grade origin stones. People began to shout when they placed their bids. Soon after, the price of the mysterious silver had already reached 1,000 high-grade origin stones. However, the people joining in to bid did not lessen. In fact, it was equally as many as before. 1,100 high-grade origin stones. 1,200 high-grade origin stones. 2,100 high-grade origin stones. 2,200 high-grade origin stones. The sounds of people bidding reverberated in the air. Each time a bid was placed, the price would rise by 100 high-grade origin stones. Initially, Duan Ling Tian could still endure. However, in the end, Duan Ling Tian began to feel agitated. when somebody shouted, 3,200 high-grade origin stones. Duan Tian could no longer remain calm and placed his bid. 10,000 high-grade origin stones. Although Duan Tian's voice was not particularly loud, it still drowned out the commotion in Zhou Clan's auction square. 10,000 high-grade origin stones. The moment Duan Tian placed his bid, he attracted everyone's attention. Everyone's eyes immediately shifted to him. It's him. Soon after, many people began to recognize him. The woman beside him killed the young sect leader of true martial sect earlier. He killed the old man beside the young sect leader of true martial sect. Judging by the heaven and earth phenomenon gathered by the heaven and earth energy mobilized by the old man beside the young sect leader of true martial sect, the old man must be at the 5th or 6th level martial monarch stage at least. Yet, the sword wielded by him was blocked with just one finger. That man's strength must be at the 7th level martial monarch stage or above. Many people were whispering among themselves. Their eyes were filled with dread when they looked at Duan Tian. For a moment, nobody dared to place a bid. Perhaps it was because they were shocked by Duan Tian's high bid. Or it could be they were scared of Duan Tian's strength that they did not dare to bid any further. After Zhou Ji counted down to 3, Duan Tian successfully obtained the mysterious silver. Duan Tian took out 10,000 high-grade origin stones and successfully exchanged it for the mysterious silver. Zhou Ji, the manager of the Zhou clan's auction square, even personally delivered the item to his hand. How arrogant. If you're that powerful, you can also be that arrogant. Many of the people sighed in agreement as they watched this scene. Congratulations, sir. After Zhou Ji passed the mysterious silver to Duan Tian, he smiled and congratulated him before he curiously asked, Sir, we can be considered as acquaintances now. I wonder what's your name, sir? Duan Tian raised his head and looked at the sky in the distance as though he had noticed something before he casually replied, You'll find out very soon. The moment Zhou Ji heard this, he left awkwardly. He thought Duan Tian was unwilling to tell him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. In the next instant, the sound of wind whistling reverberated in the air. The source of that noise came from the place where Duan Tian was staring at. They're here slower than I expected, Duan Tian muttered. On the other hand, everyone else, including Zhou Ji, were on their guards for all possible dangers. It was as though they were confronted by their enemy. Each of them had hints of dread on their faces when they heard that noise. Soon after, 5 figures appeared. A middle-aged man stood at the lead, while the 4 old men who looked as though they were over 70 years old and approaching death soon. Wu Jian. Zhou Ji's face instantly turned grave when he saw the middle-aged man leading the group. He did not seem surprised by their appearance. It's Wu Jian, the young sect leader of true martial sect. Soon after, one of the customers in the Zhou clan's auction square also recognized the leader of the group of 5. The young sect leader of true martial sect? Wasn't he killed earlier? Many people were confused. The one who was killed earlier was the other young sect leader of true martial sect. The current sect leader of true martial sect has 2 sons. The one who was killed was the youngest son. This one's the eldest son. Ah, I see. However, this other young sect leader of true martial sect came pretty fast, didn't he? I heard this young sect leader of true martial sect is made a manager, and he's fully in charge of the true martial sect's industrial property in Ataraxia City. It's not strange that he made it here so quickly. Perhaps the lady in red who killed his brother has limited strength, but that purple-clad young man next to that lady in red is a powerhouse at the 7th level martial monarch stage or above. I'm afraid it's a little rash of him to come here with his own men instead of waiting for reinforcement from the other powerhouses in true martial sect. Rash? I guess you don't really know much, do you? This young sect leader of true martial sect is a monstrous genius in the martial Dao. He has already made a breakthrough to the 7th level martial monarch stage 2 years ago. Ah, really? Then I suppose we can look forward to watching a good show today. The entire Zhou clan's auction square burst into a commotion. The customers were not bidding anymore. Their gazes kept shifting between the 5 men descending from the sky and the pair of man and woman in the pergola nearby. They were the protagonists of the day. Wu Jian, the young sect leader of true martial sect. After listening to the discussion in his surroundings, Duan Tian discovered the identities of the newcomers. For a moment, he could not help but mutter under his breath. I wonder what expression that sect leader of true martial sect would make when he finds out both of his sons died by my hands. Soon after, Wu Jian, who was hovering in the air, glanced around the place. His eyes instantly landed on Duan Ling Tian and Feng Tian Wu before he asked in a deep voice, "Are both of you the ones who killed my brother and the elder from my true martial sect?" However, both of them did not seem bothered by him. "Tian Wu, stay here. Let me deal with him," Duan Ling Tian said to Tian Wu. After he received Tian Wu's reply, he rose up from his seat at a speed that was neither fast nor slow and walked out of the pergola slowly. "What? You want to abandon her and escape on your own?" Wu Jian snorted when he saw this. "Although she's the one who killed my brother, she would have been killed by the elder from my sect if you did not kill him, so don't even think of fleeing." Wu Jian's gaze was piercing when he looked at Duan Ling Tian. "Flee." Upon hearing Wu Jian's words, Duan Ling Tian, who had just walked out of the pergola, was slightly stunned. This Wu Jian thought he wanted to flee? Zhou Ji, who was standing on the auction stage, had a complicated expression on his face. Isn't Wu Jian underestimating his opponent a little? He was extremely clear about the purple-clad young man's strength. It was in no way inferior to his. In fact, it was much stronger than his strength. However, he did not plan to remind Wu Jian at all. Duan Ling Tian did not leave as Wu Jian had expected. Instead, he walked out of the pergola and rose up into the air. In just a blink of an eye, he was already hovering in the air, locked in a stalemate with Wu Jian. He asked calmly, "You're the brother of that good-for-nothing man?" "Humph," Wu Jian snorted. The air in his surroundings seemed to have turned colder. One could see how infuriated he really was. "Do you really think just you alone would be enough to make me flee?" Duan Ling Tian sized Wu Jian up and revealed a faint smile on his face. The expression on his face was still calm. He did not even bat an eyelid at this calamity before him. Judging from his words, it seemed like he thought nothing of Wu Jian. "You're seeking death." The moment Wu Jian heard Duan Ling Tian's mockery, his eyes turned even colder as his body emitted a blood-curdling and cold aura. He, Wu Jian, was the son of the sect leader of true martial sect. He was an especially privileged person. Since he was young, he had already demonstrated an extremely monstrous innate talent and comprehension. Since then, he rose rapidly on the social ladder. When he was in his 40s, he made a breakthrough to the martial monarch stage and became a martial monarch. Currently, more than 10 years had passed, and he was already at the 7th level martial monarch stage. He had already become one of the main pillars in the true martial sect. Today, he was here to seek revenge for his beloved younger brother. However, he was humiliated by his enemy, and this caused the flame of fury in his heart to burn so intensely that he could no longer suppress it. It was on the verge of exploding. Boom. The origin energy on Wu Jian's body skyrocketed and transformed into milky white flames in just a blink of an eye, mobilizing the heaven and earth energy above his head that soon whirled and gathered into the heaven and earth phenomenon. The silhouette of one ancient black dragon appeared, vivid and lively. That ancient black dragon's enormous body gave a shocking visual impact to the onlookers. In the next second, the milky white flames changed and merged with a few profundities. When Wu Jian raised his hand, a 7-foot-long spear appeared in his hand. With a flick of that long spear, a sharp ray shot out like a dragon bursting out from its lair. The heaven and earth energy above his head whirled again immediately and finally gathered into the strength of 3 ancient black dragons and 1,000 ancient horned dragons. Die! Without any warning, Wu Jian bellowed and charged toward Duan Ling Tian with his spear. It was as though he had transformed into a bolt of lightning that flashed across the sky. Boom, 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 boom. A series of explosions resonated in Wu Jian's wake. Rolling energy caused the air current in the air to tremble. It set off gusts of invisible airwaves that transformed into flurries of hurricanes and swept through the entire Zhou clan's auction square. Dust rose up in the air as the hurricane swept through the auction square. However, none of the customers in the auction square left. Their gazes were fixed on the purple figure hovering in the sky. They knew they were about to witness a once-in-a-lifetime show soon. Wu Jian, who was at the 7th level martial monarch stage, fighting the purple-clad young man, who was also at the 7th level martial monarch stage. Young sect leader. The speed of Wu Jian's attack was so fast that the 4 old men behind him could not even react in time. By the time they regained their senses, their young sect leader had already made his move. At this moment, they had no choice but to brace themselves and follow suit, even though they did not feel very confident. In terms of strength, none of them was stronger than Wu Jian. However, who asked them to be the true martial sect's elders. Since the young sect leader had already made his move, how could they possibly stand idly at the side and watch? Whoosh! When Wu Jian and the four old men unleashed their attacks and charged toward Duanling Tian. Duanling Tian suddenly disappeared before their eyes without any warning. It caused all their attacks to miss. How fast? An uproar immediately erupted among the customers in Zhou Clan's auction square. Whoosh! As though a breeze had blown past, the purple figure was surrounded by Wu Jian and the other four. However, he disappeared and reappeared again above Wu Jian and the others. He's there. That's incredibly fast. Even the young sect leader of True Martial Sect, an almighty 7th-level martial monarch, could not react in time. I'm afraid his cultivation base may be higher than the 7th-level martial monarch stage. I'm not sure about his cultivation base, but the fact that he could disappear under Wu Jian's nose means that Wu Jian is unable to keep up with his pace. His strength is much stronger than Wu Jian. The customers in Zhou Clan's auction square shifted their eyes to the space above Wu Jian and the others. The purple-clad young man standing there was none other than Duanling Tian. By the time Wu Jian and the other four realized what was happening, they lifted their heads to look at the purple figure above. Horror dawned on their faces one by one. Why is his speed so fast? Colors drained from Wu Jian's face. As a 7th-level martial monarch, naturally, he knew what such fast speed indicated. It indicated that this person's strength was far stronger than his because speed came from strength. The moment he recalled how fast this person's speed was, so fast that he could hardly capture it, a sense of helplessness rose in his heart. Young sect leader, I'm afraid we're no match for him. It's better if we retreat first. We'll decide what to do next after we notify the sect leader. That's right, young sect leader. As the saying goes, when there is life, there is still hope. There's no need for us to forfeit our lives in a momentary burst of anger. Young sect leader, the sect leader will definitely get revenge for little young sect leader's death. At this moment, the four old men by Wu Jian's side tried to persuade him one by one. They knew if he continued to persist, he would not die alone. The four of them would have to die together with him too. For martial monarchs like them, nobody knew better than them just how difficult it was to obtain their cultivation base. Due to this reason, they valued their lives even more. Oh, when Wu Jian heard of the four old men's voice transmissions, his expression instantly changed. In the end, he threw his head back and let out a roar. It was as though he was venting out his frustration. In the next instant, he sneered, "Let's go." Upon finish saying that, he proceeded to bring the four old men to leave with him. Did I say you can go? Suddenly, a question sounded in the air. It caused Wu Jian and the other four to come to a halt. Colors drained from their faces when they looked at the source of the voice above their heads. The owner of the voice was none other than Duanling Tian. Duanling Tian hovered in the air as his robe fluttered lightly in the wind. He appeared extremely dashing. Along with that almost perfect handsome face, he attracted the love-struck gazes of many women in the Zhou Clan's auction square. What? You still want to kill us? Wu Jian looked at Duanling Tian and snorted. Our strength is not comparable to yours. However, if you dare to touch us, you'll be making an enemy out of the entire True Martial Sect. The True Martial Sect will never let you go. Young man, although your strength is quite remarkable, it's still far from being comparable to the powerhouses in our True Martial Sect. Listen to this old man's advice. Don't endanger your life and others' lives. Another old man next to Wu Jian also chimed in. Arrogance could be heard in his voice. True Martial Sect? Don't endanger my life and others' lives. Upon hearing Wu Jian and the old man's words, Duanling Tian laughed hysterically, sending chills running up Wu Jian and the other's spine. What's he laughing at? Duanling Tian undoubtedly attracted everyone's eyes in the Zhou Clan's auction square. His laughter gave them goosebumps and chills. Do you all think he dares to kill Wu Jian and the others? Perhaps not. Just Wu Jian's death alone is already enough to make the sect leader of True Martial Sect below his top. If Wu Jian dies as well, the sect leader of True Martial Sect will be without kin, and he'll most likely go insane. Moreover, I've long heard that Wu Jian, who's already at the 7th-level martial monarch stage in his 50s, has long been regarded as the next successor of the sect leader of True Martial Sect. If he dies, not only the sect leader of True Martial Sect will be infuriated, all the senior officials of True Martial Sect will be furious too. Among all the strong powerhouses in True Martial Sect, Only the sect leader of true martial sect will make a move if he kills Wu Jie. However, if he kills Wu Jian, the strongest powerhouses in true martial sect will be enraged and attack him as well. Yeah, due to this reason, I believe he doesn't have the guts to kill Wu Jian. At most, he'll just scare Wu Jian a little. I think so too. A discussion erupted in the Zhou clan's auction square. Many people felt the reason Duan Ling Tian told Wu Jian and the others to stay was just to give them a good scare. Only 2 people did not think so. One of them was none other than Feng Tian Wu. The other person was Zhou Ji. Although Zhou Ji only had one dealing with Duan Ling Tian, that one time was enough to show him the young man's fearlessness. His arrogance knew no fear. That's right, it's easy for you to kill us. However, if you do, the consequences are not something you can bear. The other old man behind Wu Jian chimed in. The young sect leader is the successor of the next sect leader of our true martial sect. If you dare to kill him, you'll set yourself against the entire true martial sect. At that time, you'll be hunted down by the entire true martial sect. Another old man added, hunted down by the true martial sect? Duan Ling Tian's smile remained on his face as he muttered to himself. That sounds interesting. Well, in that case, to make the true martial sect hunt me down, I guess I have no choice but to sacrifice all of you. Duan Ling Tian instantly looked at Wu Jian and the other 4 with a murderous glint in his eyes. The chill that his body emitted was like a cold wind that sent chills running up everyone's spines. Almost as soon as Duan Ling Tian's words left his mouth, he raised his hand, and a 3-foot-long blade that was solidified by a 5-color energy appeared and hovered next to him. In the next instant, as the air current around him trembled, another 8 3-foot-long blades that were formed by the 5-color energy appeared. A total of 9 3-foot-long blades appeared and hovered next to him. Shit! Upon hearing Duan Ling Tian's words, horror dawned on Wu Jian and the other 4. Flee! This was the only thought left in their minds. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Wu Jian rushed forward ahead of the others, wanting to flee first. The other 4 old men charged in different directions, struggling desperately to flee. Flee? Duan Ling Tian smiled. In the next instant, his eyes turned cold as he spat 5 words out slowly. 9 Tribulation Sword Control Technique. The moment the word technique left his mouth, the 9 3-foot-long blades made by the 5-color energy from his body vanished without a trace before most people's eyes. Naturally, they did not really vanish. It was just that their speed was so fast that most people could not react in time. How fast? On the auction stage, Zhou Ji could roughly see a trace of Duan Ling Tian's 9 swords that charged out in unison. The speed of the 9 swords was so fast that it took him by surprise, so much so that he broke out in cold sweat. His strength is really stronger than mine. This was the first thought that rose up in Zhou Ji's mind. If I attacked him earlier when he killed Zhou Li, I would have ended up like Zhou Li. He was absolutely certain about this. This purple-clad young man certainly possessed the strength to do so. Today, if those people present on the Zhou clan's auction square had lifted their heads, they would have been able to witness an unforgettable scene. As the 9 3-foot-long blades solidified from the 5-color energy vanished without a trace from the purple-clad young man's surroundings, Wu Jian and the other 4 who tried to escape suddenly came to a halt. PSSSD, PSSSD, PSSSD. In the next instant, 5 blood mists shot out from their bodies each. It was extremely eye-catching, as though they had transformed into 5 magnificent flames. In the next moment, the bodies of Wu Jian and the other 4 fell. After being dragged by the force of inertia, they smashed onto the ground violently in a bloody mess. Duan Ling Tian hovered in the air as he watched the scene unfolding before his eyes calmly. As for the 9 3-foot-long blades next to his body that disappeared into thin air, they did not appear again. On the other hand, before the heaven and earth energy whirling above his head could gather into the heaven and earth phenomenon, it had already dissipated as though it was never there at all. Silence. The entire Zhou clan's auction square was so silent that it was blood-curdling. If a needle fell on the ground right now, the sound would most likely be clearly heard. Everybody's eyes shifted toward the purple figure in the air. At this moment, the purple figure that entered their sights seemed larger than life. It looks like I've underestimated him. The corner of Zhou Ji's mouth twitched violently. Earlier, he could tell the purple-clad young man was stronger than him when he escaped Wu Jian and the other 4's attacks. However, he thought this young man was only slightly better than him, and there was not much of a difference between their strength. Right now, after he had witnessed how the purple-clad young man killed Wu Jian and the other four in just a blink of an eye, he truly realized the gap between him and the young man. I'm afraid it'll only take a second if he really wants to kill me. Zhou Ji's heart jolted. When he recalled the incident that had taken place at the backstage of the auction square, he still felt a sense of lingering fear. It was fortunate that he did not make any move at that time. Otherwise, he would not be standing here right now. Outside of the Zhou clan's auction square, two old men stood above an inconspicuous building. One of the old men asked, "He's the one who killed Zhou Li? His strength is at least at the 8th level martial monarch stage, possibly even stronger. However, I really must commend him for his courage. He actually dared to kill both of Wu Lai's sons. I wonder how furious will Wu Lai be if he finds out about this." Another old man muttered under his breath before he turned toward the old man by his side. "Second elder, your speed is fast. Make a trip to the true martial sect and tell Wu Lai about this." Wu Lai was the current sect leader of true martial sect. He was also the father of Wu Jie and Wu Jian, who had been killed by Feng Tian Wu and Duan Ling Tian one after another. "Yes, clan leader." The moment the old man heard this, he replied before vanishing on the spot. It's a good thing the Grand Elder has not come out of his closed-door cultivation. Otherwise, with his temper, he won't be able to hold back from making a move. I wonder where did this young man come from? The remaining old man was none other than Zhou Zhong, the clan leader of Zhou clan. His eyebrows were knitted together as he stared at the purple figure in the distance. Under everyone's eyes, Duan Ling Tian descended and returned to Feng Tian Wu in the pergola after killing Wu Jian and the other four as though nothing happened. He acted as though he had no hand in what happened earlier. Meanwhile, everyone present felt numb in their scalp. Who is he? He really killed Wu Jian. The sect leader of true martial sect lost two sons at once. I'm sure he'll be furious when he finds out about this and leave the true martial sect's estate for Ataraxia City. Apart from the sect leader of true martial sect, the few old fellows who are the strongest in true martial sect won't let this go as well when they find out about Wu Jian's death. Many of them whispered among themselves. They were curious about Duan Ling Tian's outcome. However, looking at Duan Ling Tian, who was sitting calmly in the pergola, it seemed as though everyone was too quick to react. Just as the saying went, the eunuch is worried before the emperor is worried. After Zhou Ji saw things had come to an end, he regained his senses and said loudly, "We'll carry on with the auction." Meanwhile, the people from Zhou clan's auction square took care of the 5 bodies that were scattered on the ground. At this time, everyone at the Zhou clan's auction square shifted their eyes away from Duan Ling Tian to Zhou Ji, the host of the auction. The auction went on. However, many of them would look at Duan Ling Tian every now and then during the bidding of items. It seemed like they wanted to see if Duan Ling Tian was interested in the auction items. They were afraid they would irritate that mysterious powerhouse if they were to bid higher than him and brought death upon themselves. They had to be cautious on Cloud Continent where the powerhouses ruled. Duan Ling Tian would be rendered speechless if he knew what they thought. He was here for the auction, not to be a robber. Furthermore, did he look like a robber? When the customers saw Duan Ling Tian had closed his eyes to conserve energy after a long time and did not show any interest in the auction items, they felt relieved and began to bid as they pleased. Time passed by silently. The auction items were sold at a high price one after another. This grade 1 spirit saber in my hand is the first item in today's grand finale, Zhou Ji said from the auction stage. A discussion filled with disapproval immediately erupted among the guests. Grade 1 spirit saber? Grand finale? You must be joking, Manager Zhou Ji. Many of them mocked Zhou Ji when he finished speaking. That's right, Manager Zhou Ji. It's just a grade 1 spirit saber. How's it worthy of being in the grand finale of this big auction fair held by the Zhou clan once every 3 months? It's better if you just auction it off now. I agree. Although a grade 1 spirit saber's precious, it's nothing when it comes to an auction like this. Many of them laughed as they spoke. Naturally, there were people who disagreed with what was said earlier. Don't forget that Manager Zhou Ji auctioned off 2 grade 1 spirit weapons before the grand finale. Do you think a grade 1 spirit saber that the Zhou clan deemed worthy to be in the grand finale would be a normal grade 1 spirit weapon? Someone said after thinking the matter through. 2 grade 1 spirit weapons had already been auctioned off earlier. The grade 1 spirit saber currently in Zhou Ji's hands was the 3rd grade 1 spirit weapon. There must be something extraordinary about the Grade 1 Spirit Saber since Zhou Ji told them it would be in the grand finale of the auction. Manager Zhou Ji, is that the truth? Many of them asked the same question. That's right. Zhou Ji nodded when he saw all the eyes that were trained on him. This Grade 1 Spirit Saber in my hands is the best grade among all Grade 1 spirit weapons. I guess you understand why it is worthy of being in the grand finale of today's auction fair. The crowd went silent as soon as Zhou Ji was done speaking. Only the sound of breathing could be heard. The best grade among Grade 1 spirit weapons. They knew what it was naturally. Only Grade 1 spirit weapons that could grant an 89% boost in power were worthy of being called the best among all Grade 1 spirit weapons. With that said, the Grade 1 Spirit Saber in Manager Zhou Ji's hand had to be a Grade 1 Spirit Saber that gave an 89% power boost. The difference between a Grade 1 Spirit weapon that gave an 89% boost and an 88% boost was insignificant. Such a difference in power could be made up for with battle experience and martial skill techniques. However, to Grade 1 weapons craftsmen, a Grade 1 Spirit weapon like that was a rare treasure since they could study it and use it to improve their personal weapons crafting skills. That was why Grade 1 spirit weapons like that was extremely valuable. Naturally, being able to possess a Grade 1 spirit weapon like that was something worth boasting about since it was extremely rare on Cloud Continent. Just like the saying went, when the fruit is scarce, its taste is the sweetest. Grade 1 spirit weapon that gives an 89% power boost. At this moment, even Duan Ling Tian opened his eyes. He looked interested as he observed the Grade 1 Spirit Saber in Zhou Ji's hands. As someone who had inherited the Rebirth Martial Emperor's life memory, as well as his weapons crafting techniques and experience, Duan Ling Tian naturally knew how difficult it was to craft a Grade 1 weapon that granted an 89% boost. I can't believe there's someone who can refine a Grade 1 spirit weapon like this, Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. When Duan Ling Tian was looking at the Grade 1 Spirit Saber in Zhou Ji's hand, the people who were sitting in the VIP area shifted their attention from the Grade 1 Spirit Saber to Duan Ling Tian. They were eager to bid for the Grade 1 Spirit Saber. However, they looked at Duan Ling Tian when they recalled what a fiend Duan Ling Tian was. They wanted to know if Duan Ling Tian was interested in the Grade 1 Spirit Saber like they were. He's looking at the Grade 1 Spirit Saber. Could he be interested in the Grade 1 Spirit Saber too? Isn't it obvious that he is? Who would dare to fight him over something that he desires? Aren't you wearing a mask? Why are you afraid? Do you think a mask would matter to a powerhouse at such a level like him? He could kill me after he obtains the Grade 1 Spirit Saber from the bidding. That's true. The people in the VIP area discussed among themselves. Those without a mask had a bitter expression on their faces. Meanwhile, nobody could see the expression of those hiding under their masks, but they were shaking their heads as they sighed. Duan Ling Tian heard their discussion clearly. It made him speechless. He could not help but frown as he said, "All of you, are you treating me like a robber? My interest in this stupid saber aside, even if I'm interested, I wouldn't use such a dirty tactic to obtain it. Moreover, if I'm really robbing this thing, the Zhou clan's auction fair can just close up for the day because I might as well rob everything here," Duan Ling Tian said. The crowd was a little embarrassed by Duan Ling Tian's words. However, they were certain of something from his words. Duan Ling Tian was not interested in the Grade 1 Spirit Saber. He even called it a stupid saber. "Don't worry, this sir is not interested in this Grade 1 Spirit Saber in my hand." Zhou Ji spoke at that moment. He knew the reason like the back of his hand. There were two items that replaced the Grade 1 Spirit Saber in his hands to be the grand finale's item. One of the items was a Grade 1 spirit weapon that was even more perfect than this Grade 1 Spirit Saber. The purple-clad young man was the one who put that Grade 1 spirit weapon up for auction. Naturally, the purple-clad young man would not be interested in the Grade 1 Spirit Saber. After listening to Duan Ling Tian and Zhou Ji's words, the people nodded one after another. They were no longer worried as they looked at the Grade 1 Spirit Saber in Zhou Ji's hands desperately. "We'll start the bidding for the Grade 1 Spirit Saber that gives an 89% power boost at the price of 3,000 high-grade Origin Stones." 3,000 high-grade Origin Stones. Duan Ling Tian's jaw dropped when he heard what Zhou Ji said. One must know that crafting a Grade 1 spirit weapon would only cost approximately 100 high-grade Origin Stones with all the materials included. Naturally, that was only the cost of the materials. Seems like the Grade 1 spirit sword that I'm putting up for auction will have a higher opening bid than this one. Duan Ling Tian thought to himself. When Duan Ling Tian was lost in his thoughts, the bid for the Grade 1 Spirit Saber in Zhou Ji's hand was at 10,000 high-grade origin stones. Moreover, the price was going up. 30,000 high-grade origin stones. 40,000 high-grade origin stones. Currently, those who were bidding were guests at the VIP area. The guests from the non-VIP area remained silent. It's crazy that these people are willing to hand out so many high-grade origin stones just like that. Duan Ling Tian looked around the VIP area and glanced at each and every one of them. It crossed his mind that he would be able to make a fortune if he killed everyone there. Naturally, it was just a thought. He was not lacking in high-grade origin stones at the moment. The Ling Tian sect he took charge of would mine high-grade origin stones from the high-grade origin stone vein every year under his watch. They would obtain tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of origin stones each year. If he wanted to, he could get more Ling Tian sect's disciples to mine for more high-grade origin stones. Eventually, the Grade 1 Spirit Saber that gave an 89% power boost was sold to a person at 110,000 high-grade origin stones. I'm sorry everyone. The Grade 1 Spirit Saber was sold to an old man with white hair and a mask on his face. After he chuckled, he took out a spatial ring containing 110,000 high-grade origin stones to exchange for the Grade 1 Spirit Saber. What a great saber! The old man was happy when he obtained the Spirit Saber. 110,000 high-grade origin stones, just for that stupid saber. Duan Ling Tian could not believe a Grade 1 Spirit Saber that gave an 89% power boost could be sold at such a high price. I wonder, will the Grade 1 Spirit Sword I put up for auction fetch an even higher price? Duan Ling Tian began to feel a little excited. Meanwhile, the people in the Zhou clan's auction square were talking about the final item of the grand finale. The items even replaced that Grade 1 spirit weapon. Seems like the final item of the Zhou clan's auction fair isn't something ordinary. I'm curious what's able to replace the Grade 1 Spirit Saber that costs 110,000 high-grade origin stones. This is exciting. The people looked at Zhou Ji in anticipation. Some of them could not help but say, Manager Zhou Ji, bring out the final item for the auction fair already. That's right. Stop keeping us in suspense. We're waiting. Many of them urged Zhou Ji. Please be patient, everyone. We'll definitely bring out the Zhou clan's auction fair's final items. I'm just thinking which one should we auction off first, Zhou Ji said. Which one to auction off first? Many of them were stunned after they heard Zhou Ji's words. Some, on the other hand, reacted instantly and exclaimed, Manager Zhou Ji, are you saying there's more than one item for today's auction fair's finale? More than one item in the finale. At this moment, everyone, apart from Duan Ling Tian and Feng Tianwu, was shocked. That's right. There are two items for today's auction fair's finale. Zhou Ji responded with a smile on his face. Two items. As soon as Zhou Ji finished speaking, gasps echoed in the venue. Since it's the final items, the items must be even better than the Grade 1 Spirit Saber that gives an 89% power boost. It seems like the Zhou clan's auction fair will be bringing out two great items today. Two items that are even better than the best Grade 1 spirit weapon. This is too exciting. Thinking about it excites me. At this moment, many of them were trembling in excitement. All right, I've made up my mind. Among the two final items, we'll put the Grade 1 spirit weapon up for auction first, Zhou Ji said. He stood on the stage as all eyes were glued on him. Grade 1 spirit weapon. The crowd fell silent as soon as Zhou Ji spoke. Another Grade 1 spirit weapon. Manager Zhou Ji, is this a mistake? That's right. The final item has to be better than the Grade 1 Spirit Saber that was auctioned off earlier, right? Many people began to voice out their doubts. In their opinion, the Grade 1 Spirit Saber that was considered the best among Grade 1 spirit weapons was already considered the ultimate king among Grade 1 spirit weapons. It was sold at the high price of 110,000 high-grade origin stones. Now that they heard Zhou Ji said one of the two final items that replaced the Grade 1 Spirit Saber was also a Grade 1 spirit weapon, it was only natural that they thought he made a mistake. Perhaps it never occurred to them that Grade 1 spirit weapons that surpassed the Grade 1 Spirit Saber existed. Please be patient, everyone. You can ask questions if you have any doubts after I'm done introducing this Grade 1 spirit weapon. After calming the people down, Zhou Ji lifted his arm and brought out a sword. It was the Grade 1 spirit sword that Duan Ling Tian put up for auction. Meanwhile, everyone in the Zhou clan's auction square had their eyes glued on the Grade 1 spirit sword in Zhou Ji's hand. They all looked at it skeptically. I can't tell what's so special about this grade 1 spirit sword. Many of them whispered to one another. Everyone, this grade 1 spirit sword in my hand replaced that grade 1 spirit saber earlier and became one of the final items. Jolie paused as he spoke to this point. He kept the people in suspense for a moment before he continued to say, because it gives a 90% power boost. Zhou turned serious as he spoke. 90%. The crowd fell silent as soon as Zhou was done speaking. Gulp, gulp. At that moment, clear gulping noises, as well as gasps, could be heard among the crowd. Grade 1 spirit weapon that gives a 90% power boost? Manager Zhou, are you sure you're not joking? A middle-aged man in the VIP area asked seriously. Sir, I'm sure you trust our Zhou clan's auction fair's reputation. That's why you're willing to pay the price to get yourself a seat at the VIP area. Do you think the Zhou clan's auction fair would deceive you? Zhou smiled in the face of all the doubts. Manager Zhou, that's not what I mean. I just find it unbelievable. The middle-aged man said, embarrassed. Sir, if you have any doubts, you're welcome to try it out, Zhou said. The middle-aged man's eyes lit up when he heard what Zhou said. He then looked at a much younger-looking man seated next to him. Junior brother, go try it. The young man nodded. He left the pergola immediately and walked to the auction stage. As the senior brother, the middle-aged man spoke on behalf of the young man who went up to the stage. My junior brother's cultivation base is at the 7th level void transformation stage. He can mobilize 1,000 ancient horned dragon strength with his origin energy alone. If the sword in manager Zhou's hand can really give a 90% power boost, that means he'll gain an additional 900 ancient horned dragon strength. At this moment, everyone looked at the young man in anticipation. Duan Ling Tian remained calm as he watched the scene unfolding before his eyes. When the young man tested out the grade 1 spirit weapon in Zhou's hand, 900 ancient horned dragon silhouettes appeared next to the 1,000 ancient horned dragon silhouettes above the young man's head. Meanwhile, an uproar erupted among the crowd as expected. The grade 1 spirit weapon that gave a 90% power boost shocked everyone. Everyone was going crazy over it. Duan Ling Tian was happy to see the people going crazy over it, since it meant those people would fight for his grade 1 spirit sword. However, his face turned gloomy instantly. He realized a lot of people at the VIP area were looking at him again. They seemed like they wanted to know if he was interested in the grade 1 spirit weapon. It seemed like they felt apprehensive. Apprehensive? I must get rid of that apprehension immediately. What kind of joke was that? He was the one who put the grade 1 spirit sword up for auction at the Zhou clan's auction fair. If nobody was bidding, nobody other than him would have to bear the great loss. Why are you looking at me? I'm not interested in the stupid saber and sword, Duan Ling Tian said impatiently. He did not bother to say that he would not rob the auction items. Stupid saber? Stupid sword? Many people's lips twitched when they heard Duan Ling Tian's words. They could not tell whether he was telling the truth or lying at this moment. A grade 1 spirit saber that gave an 89% power boost, the best among grade 1 spirit weapons, was called a stupid saber by him. Now he called a grade 1 spirit sword that gave a 90% power boost that was even better than the grade 1 spirit saber a stupid sword. In their opinion, Duan Ling Tian's words were ridiculous. However, they were certain of one thing. That fiend was not interested in the grade 1 spirit sword that was being auctioned off at the moment. At this moment, the breathing of the people at the VIP area quickened. Many of them were preparing and waiting for the grade 1 spirit sword to be auctioned off. Compared to the din during the auction of the grade 1 spirit saber, it was deathly quiet now. The grade 1 spirit sword was truly the best among all grade 1 spirit weapons. Why did I buy the stupid saber? I should have held on to the origin stones to buy this sword. The old man who bought the grade 1 spirit saber earlier had a forced smile on his face. This was because he spent 110,000 high-grade origin stones to bid for the grade 1 spirit saber earlier, and now he did not have enough origin stones to bid for the grade 1 spirit sword that was more precious. He was filled with regrets now. I don't think I have to tell you how precious this grade 1 spirit sword is. Those who know will know. Now, I would like to open the bid for this grade 1 spirit sword at 5,000 high-grade origin stones. Zhou spoke loudly, standing on the auction stage. 5,000 high-grade origin stones. Compared to the grade 1 spirit saber's opening bid, the opening bid for the grade 1 spirit sword was 2,000 high-grade origin stones more. Duan Ling Tian was satisfied with the opening bid. He was so happy that a smile appeared on his face. 10,000 high-grade origin stones. Someone shouted quickly, "What a miser! 50,000 high-grade origin stones." Somebody called out, "Aren't you a miser yourself?" 100,000 high-grade origin stones. The third person bid 100,000 high-grade origin stones. The stupid saber earlier was sold at 110,000 high-grade origin stones. It's embarrassing that you guys are bidding lower than the stupid saber after so long. 150,000 high-grade origin stones. The fourth person said loudly. Apart from the first bidder, the second, third, and fourth bidders were from the VIP area. 150,000 high-grade origin stones. Duan Ling Tian was shocked. He did not expect a grade 1 spirit weapon that he refined casually would fetch such a ridiculous price. One had to know he only spent 80 to 90 origin stones on materials to refine this sword. The weapon's crafting techniques and experience that the Rebirth Martial Emperor left for me is such a great fortune. I won't ever lack origin stones with this skill alone. Duan Ling Tian exclaimed inwardly. 300,000 high-grade origin stones. Duan Ling Tian was not paying attention to his surrounding until he heard a loud voice that caught his attention. It caught his attention, not because of the high price, but because of the person who bid at such a high price. That person was none other than Zhou Ji, who stood on the auction stage. It was clear that he represented the Zhou clan to bid for the grade 1 spirit sword in his hand. Zhou clan so bold. It was only at 190,000 high-grade origin stones before they bid at 300,000 high-grade origin stones. Many people exclaimed. Naturally, the grade 1 spirit sword ended up in the Zhou clan's hand. The people did not give up because they feared the Zhou clan. It was because they could not afford to bid higher, or they did not think the grade 1 spirit sword was worth more than what the Zhou clan bid. After the grade 1 spirit sword was sold at the ridiculous price of 300,000 high-grade origin stones to Zhou Ji, who represented the Zhou clan, the Zhou clan's auction fair came to its peak. This is the final item. I'm sure the final item must be outstanding since manager Zhou Ji placed it at the end of the auction. This is exciting. Everyone had their eyes on Zhou Ji as they waited for the final item. Zhou Ji did not disappoint the crowd as he took out a medicinal pill bottle after putting the grade 1 spirit sword away. It was an ordinary medicinal pill bottle. Medicinal pill? Many of them were disappointed when they saw the medicinal pill bottle. Medicinal pill. Even if it was a grade 1 medicinal pill, it was incomparable to a grade 1 spirit weapon in terms of value. Naturally, that was if it was a grade 1 medicinal pill with normal purity. I believe the medicinal pill that manager Zhou Ji placed at the end of the auction must be extraordinary. Someone said and looked at Zhou Ji eagerly. Many people agreed with what he said. Zhou Ji shook the medicinal pill bottle in his hand while he stood on the auction stage. He said to the crowd before him, "Everyone, there's a medicinal pill in the medicinal pill bottle in my hand. This medicinal pill is the final item of our Zhou clan's auction fair today. This is the final item." A medicinal pill? Zhou Ji's words surprised many people. It was excusable to have a medicinal pill bottle full of medicinal pills with high purity as the grand finale's item. But it was a little stingy that there was only one medicinal pill in the bottle. That was what most people thought. However, that thought vanished as soon as Zhou Ji introduced the medicinal pill as a grade 1 life recovery pill with 91% purity. The entire place fell silent. A life recovery pill with 91% purity? Its medicinal efficacy. Doesn't that mean its medicinal efficacy is a few folds higher than the usual grade 1 life recovery pills? Many of them said with a shocked expression on their faces. Manager Zhou Ji, I wonder if you can bring out the grade 1 life recovery pill out for an old man like me to have a look. An old man wearing a mask in the VIP area stood up. Everyone, including Zhou Ji, had their eyes on him as a purple flame with silver edges appeared on his palm when he lifted his arm. It was a grade 2 pill fire. Based on that, everyone could tell the old man was a grade 2 alchemist. He made that request because he did not really believe a grade 1 medicinal pill with 91% purity existed. He wanted to confirm that for himself. Although Zhou clan's auction fair had maintained a good reputation since they had never cheated anyone, a grade 1 medicinal pill with 91% purity was too ridiculous. It was a little hard for him to believe. Of course, Zhou Ji nodded and took out the grade 1 life recovery pill from the medicinal pill bottle at the same time. He presented it to the old man who had arrived on stage like a gust of wind. The masked old man examined the grade 1 life recovery pill. The emotion in his eyes instantly changed from curious to surprise before it was eventually filled with shock. Soon after, the masked old man's breath quickened. he could not help but exclaim, "It really is a grade 1 life recovery pill with 91% purity." His voice was filled with shock and disbelief. An uproar erupted at the Zhou clan's auction fair once again after hearing the affirmation from the old man. Most of them were unwilling to pay such a high price for the grade 1 spirit sword that gave a 90% power boost earlier. However, they would do anything to fight for this grade 1 life recovery pill with 91% purity. As a healing medicinal pill, a grade 1 life recovery pill was beneficial in many ways. The grade 1 life recovery pill with 91% purity's medicinal efficacy was many folds more powerful than the usual grade 1 life recovery pill. Although it could not revive a dead person or regenerate flesh on bones, it was almost at that level. How could they not be moved by this kind medicinal pill that could save lives during critical moments? Everyone only had one life. They would be dead if their life was taken away. Was it not worth it to go broke in order to save one's life? It was completely silent in the Zhou clan's auction square. All that could be heard was the sound of heavy breathing. It caused the atmosphere to turn tensed. At this moment, everyone, excluding Duan Ling Tian and Feng Tianwu, had their eyes on the grade 1 life recovery pill in Zhou Ji's hand. Duan Ling Tian looked at Tianwu and asked with a smile, "Tianwu, how much do you think I can get for this grade 1 life recovery pill?" "It won't be any lower than the sword earlier," Tianwu said. Duan Ling Tian forced a smile on his face. Would it not be better if she did not answer at all since what she said was redundant? Meanwhile, the bid for the grade 1 life recovery pill had begun. "Dear customers, I don't think I need to explain further on what this grade 1 life recovery pill with 91% purity can do. So let's start the auction. The opening bid is 10,000 high-grade origin stones." Zhou Ji said loudly on the auction stage. 100,000 high-grade origin stones. Someone in the VIP area bid as soon as Zhou Ji was done speaking. The people seated at the non-VIP area shook their heads one after another. They knew there was no way they could bid now. 200,000 high-grade origin stones. The second person from the VIP area bid soon after. 250,000 high-grade origin stones. The third person followed without further delay. Seems like it'll surpass the grade 1 spirit sword's price soon. Duan Ling Tian revealed a smile on his face. If all the materials that were needed to refine the grade 1 spirit sword only cost 100 high-grade origin stones, then the materials needed to refine a cauldron of 10 grade 1 life recovery pills would cost tens of high-grade origin stones at the most. However, the grade 1 medicinal pill that only cost a couple of high-grade origin stones was being sold at hundreds of thousands of high-grade origin stones. He was definitely making big profits with a small capital. 400,000 high-grade origin stones. A familiar voice reverberated in the air. It was Zhou Ji on the auction stage who represented the Zhou clan to bid for the grade 1 life recovery pill that Duan Ling Tian put up for auction. He had bid 400,000 high-grade origin stones. 450,000 high-grade origin stones. Someone bid after him this time. 500,000 high-grade origin stones. Zhou Ji bid again. That was when he defeated the crowd and obtained the grade 1 life recovery pill in his hand. Too bad I have limited high-grade origin stones with me. Otherwise, the grade 1 life recovery pill would have been mine. Many of the people in the VIP area sighed as they shook their heads. 800,000 high-grade origin stones altogether. Duan Ling Tian had a charming smile on his face. In his opinion, he obtained the high-grade origin stones way too easily. Naturally, he knew it was because the two items that he brought were rare. Just like the saying went, when the fruit is scarce, its taste is the sweetest. It described the situation perfectly. They would not be as valuable if he brought out 10 or 20 grade 1 spirit swords or hundreds of grade 1 life recovery pills of the same level. Our Zhou clan's auction fair has come to an end. Thank you for coming. Zhou Ji bade everyone goodbye with a smile as he stood on the auction stage. At this time, many people were getting up from their seats to leave. Wait! At this moment, a voice sounded out of nowhere. Although it was not loud, it was like a clap of thunder that stunned everyone, including Zhou Ji. They all turned to look at the source of the voice. It's him. The people had fear in their eyes when they looked at the person. They were naturally looking at Duan Ling Tian. Zhou Ji did not dare be negligent as he asked Duan Ling Tian respectfully, "Sir, is there anything that I can help you with? Earlier, I managed to get 800,000 high-grade origin stones from the two items that I put up for auction at your Zhou clan's auction fair. Shouldn't you give me the 800,000 high-grade origin stones now?" Duan Ling Tian said to Zhou Ji as everyone looked on. Fwa. Duan Ling Tian's words shocked everyone. It's him who put the sword and grade 1 life recovery pill up for auction. No wonder he called the sword stupid and was not interested in the grade 1 life recovery pill. He was the one who put the items up for auction. At this moment, everyone regained their senses. They finally understood why that fiend did not bid for the 2 rare items. It was because he was the owner of the items. Sir, according to the rules at our Zhou clan's auction fair, the earnings will only be given to the consignors after the auction ended. Zhou Ji was rendered speechless by Duan Ling Tian, who revealed his identity as the owner of the 2 items. However, he still explained patiently. Moreover, I don't have so many high-grade origin stones with me. I'll have to get them from the Zhou clan's estate. You have to get them from the Zhou clan's estate? What if you bail? Duan Ling Tian asked with a frown. Don't worry, sir. Our Zhou clan will never do anything to tarnish our reputation. Zhou Ji forced a smile on his face. Then go back to that Zhou clan's estate of yours immediately to get the origin stones. I'll be waiting for you here. Also, everyone, please don't leave just yet. Please be my witness. Duan Ling Tian frowned and shifted his focus to the people present. After obtaining the 800,000 high-grade origin stones, I'll tell everyone about how the grade 1 spirit sword and grade 1 life recovery pill that I put up for auction came about. Fwa. An uproar broke out just as expected as soon as Duan Ling Tian finished speaking. The most memorable thing for the people today was undoubtedly the grade 1 spirit sword that gave a 90% power boost, and the grade 1 life recovery pill with 91% purity that Zhou clan obtained. A lot of them even thought that letting the sword and pill slip through their fingers would be something they regret for the rest of their lives. Now that the person who put the sword and pill up for auction wanted to tell them how the sword and pill came about, how could they not be shocked? How could they not be excited? Manager Zhou Ji quickly returned to the Zhou clan's estate to get the high-grade origin stones. Many of them immediately urged Zhou Ji. Manager Zhou Ji, do you want me to lend you 300,000 high-grade origin stones? You can return them to me later. I can't wait to find out how the sword and the pill came about. An old man in the VIP area said to Zhou Ji. The old man bid for the grade 1 life recovery pill earlier, but he did not manage to get it as he did not have enough origin stones with him. I've got 200,000 high-grade origin stones with me here. I can lend it to the Zhou clan too. I've faith in the Zhou clan's reputation. I can lend them 300,000 high-grade origin stones too. Another 2 persons echoed. In the end, they gathered 800,000 high-grade origin stones just like that. It was evident that they were desperate to know how the sword and the pill came about. They might even get the opportunity to obtain a grade 1 spirit sword and a grade 1 life recovery pill of the same level. Just as Zhou Ji was speechless and clueless as to what to do, a voice came from afar. It was getting closer and closer. Thank you so much for everyone's kindness, but I don't think our Zhou clan needs to borrow any high-grade origin stones just yet. A distinguished old man appeared. The old man was walking in the air. Every step he took seemed as if he merged with heaven and earth perfectly. Judging by that alone, one could tell that the old man's cultivation base was extraordinary. Clan leader. As soon as the old man appeared, Zhou Ji was already bowing to him respectfully. Clan leader? The people present were surprised to hear how Zhou Ji addressed him. There seemed to be only one person that Zhou Ji would call clan leader. It was the clan leader of the Zhou clan of Ataraxia City, Zhou Zheng. Pleased to meet you, Zhou clan leader. At that time, everyone greeted Zhou Zheng one after another, their tones filled with respect and awe. Apart from his identity as the clan leader of Zhou clan, Zhou Zheng was also a great powerhouse with extraordinary abilities. It was rumored that he was on the 8th level martial monarch stage and grasped powerful profundities. He was one of the best in the entire Zhou clan. As opposed to everyone's enthusiasm, Duan Ling Tian seemed calm as he looked at Zhou Zheng like an ancient well without a single ripple on its water surface. He behaved as if the old man that appeared before him was just an ordinary old man instead of the leader of a first-rate force. As Duan Ling Tian was observing Zhou Zheng was checking him out too. Sir, on behalf of the Zhou clan, I'd like to apologize to you for what Zhou Li did earlier, Zhou Zheng said while smiling lightly. If apologies worked, why would martial artists cultivate? Just when the people found it odd that Zhou Zheng was apologizing to Duan Ling Tian, Duan Ling Tian's response almost made them spit blood. How could he not be grateful for the clan leader of the Zhou clan, a first-rate force, apologizing to him? Zhou Zheng was rendered speechless by Duan Ling Tian's response. He only asked after a while, "What do you have in mind, sir?" "I sold 2 items at 800,000 high-grade origin stones at your Zhou clan's auction fair. I'll accept your apology if you round it up to 1 million high-grade origin stones for me," Duan Ling Tian announced. What a ripoff. Even before Zhou Zheng could react to what Duan Ling Tian said, most of the crowd gasped in disbelief. Although they had no idea what conflict Duan Ling Tian had with the Zhou clan, Duan Ling Tian asking for 200,000 high-grade origin stones as an apology from the Zhou clan now was a total ripoff. To their surprise, the clan leader of Zhou clan Zhou Zheng chuckled when he snapped back to his senses. He then took out a spatial ring casually and handed it to Duan Ling Tian. "Here are 1 million high-grade origin stones for you. The 800,000 belong to you, while the other 200,000 can be considered as our apology to you." Zhou Zheng looked at Duan Ling Tian while grinning. "Sir, our conflict should be over by now. I wonder if you could tell me more about yourself. We'll talk about it after I check the spatial ring." Duan Ling Tian took the spatial ring that Zhou Zheng handed to him. Zhou Zheng looked surprised and embarrassed at the same time. Duan Ling Tian took a good look at it after performing the blood ownership claim. "Yes, that's 1 million high-grade origin stones." After a while, Duan Ling Tian confirmed and nodded in satisfaction. Duan Ling Tian's behavior made the crowd twitch their lips. Was this guy actually worried that the clan leader of the Zhou clan would deceive him? "Sir, now, can you tell us how the sword and the pill that you auctioned came about?" someone asked desperately, seeing Duan Ling Tian putting away the spatial ring that Zhou Zheng handed to him. At that time, apart from Feng Tianwu, everyone including Zhou Zheng and Zhou Ji had their eyes on Duan Ling Tian. It was clear that they were curious. To the others, whatever Duan Ling Tian was going to reveal would decide if they would have the opportunity to obtain such scarce items like the sword and the pill. Meanwhile, Zhou Zheng and Zhou Ji wanted to know the identity of the purple-clad young man who stood before them. Of course there's no. Just when Duan Ling Tian was going to tell the crowd that it was no problem to reveal the secret, he seemed to notice something. Trailing off mid-sentence, he looked up at the eastern sky. "Who's that?" As Duan Ling Tian was looking into the east, Zhou Zheng noticed the newcomer too. His face turned somber, and his robe fluttered even though there was no wind. At that moment, a silhouette wearing a silvery blue robe appeared. It was a bearded old man with a ripped body. The old man looked gloomy at that moment, and his saucer-like eyes seemed like they could spit fire. Zhou Zheng was shocked the second he saw the bearded old man. He came out from his closed-door cultivation. "Who killed my son, Zhou?" Before Zhou Zheng could react, the bearded old man arrived above the Zhou clan's auction fair. His piercing voice came from above, and it was filled with extreme rage. "Zhou." Duan Ling Tian frowned after he figured who the person was. He still remembered the Zhou clan disciple who had attempted to rob his Grade 1 spirit sword and Grade 1 life recovery pills at the auction backstage. Duan Ling Tian had severed his cultivation base before killing him. Zhou Ji had mentioned that Zhou Li was the Zhou clan Grand Elder's only son after Duan Ling Tian had killed him. Therefore, the bearded old man's identity was self-explanatory. He was the Grand Elder of the Zhou clan. "Grand Elder, why are you here?" Zhou Zheng ascended into the sky and frowned as he looked at the Zhou clan Grand Elder. "Clan leader, even I were to ditch my position as the Grand Elder of the Zhou clan, or even cut off my relationship with the Zhou clan today, I'll never let go of the person who killed my son, Zhou Li." The Grand Elder of the Zhou clan boomed with his deep voice and rage. He happened to come out of closed-door cultivation today and had heard about his son being killed. At that second, all he could feel was his chest burning in fury, which was hard for him to suppress. Many Zhou clan elders explained to him what had happened then. They even told him that the person who had killed his son, Zhou Li, was extraordinary. However, as he looked at his only son's body, he could not accept the fact that his son had died at such a tender age before he himself kicked the bucket. Therefore, he had rushed to the Zhou clan's auction fair immediately. "Grand Elder, I don't think it's necessary for you to do that." Zhou Zheng could not help but force a smile, facing the old man's determination. "Clan leader, I'll kill him today, even if he's extraordinary. I'll announce that I'm leaving the Zhou clan after killing him, so I won't put the clan into any trouble," the Zhou clan Grand Elder said. "No matter what, I must avenge my son today." "Grand Elder, what if I must stop you from doing that?" Zhou Zheng looked serious now. To him, whether the purple-clad young man was no match for their Zhou clan Grand Elder, the Zhou clan would be at a loss as soon as their Grand Elder attacked. If the purple-clad young man were no match for the Grand Elder of the Zhou clan, the latter would be in a pickle after killing the young man. The only thing that he could do was to leave the Zhou clan and become a fugitive. If that happened, the Zhou clan would lose a powerhouse who was as solid as a pillar of support. However, if the purple-clad young man were more powerful than the Grand Elder of the Zhou clan, the clan would still lose such a powerhouse if the Grand Elder was killed. Therefore, the only choice that he had now was to stop the Grand Elder. Clan leader, you can't stop me, the Grand Elder said as he glanced at Zhou faintly. Grand Elder, I don't care if I can stop you or not, but I'll give it a try anyway. If possible, I don't want the Zhou clan to lose you. Zhou took a deep breath and said in his deep voice, if that's what you think, don't blame me for doing this to you. The Grand Elder of the Zhou clan's eyes turned frigid while he dashed towards Zhou like a lightning bolt. It was so fast that most of the people could not even catch his movement. In their eyes, it seemed like the Zhou clan Grand Elder vanished in thin air. The other person who vanished later on was the clan leader of the Zhou clan, Zhou. Bang, 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 bang. Gusts of air exploding came from above as majestic airwaves turned into strong winds blowing in all directions rampantly. The wild, strong winds swept through the ground, and the robes on everyone, including Duan Tian, fluttered madly in the breeze. Why is the Zhou clan Grand Elder fighting the clan leader of the Zhou clan? Many of them asked in shock as they watched the flashing silhouettes in the air. I think the Zhou clan Grand Elder's son was killed. He's here to look for the person who killed his son, but the background of the murder seems to be complicated. At least, the clan leader of the Zhou clan appears to have misgivings. I heard that too. Hearing what the Zhou clan Grand Elder said, he'll leave the Zhou clan if he kills the person who killed his son. It's clear that he doesn't want to put the clan through the trouble. I wonder who killed his son. Many of them discussed among themselves. However, they had no idea that the person they were talking about was just standing next to them. 9th level martial monarch stage? I guess the clan leader of the Zhou clan will be defeated. The inability of the onlookers to catch the movements of the clan leader and the Zhou clan Grand Elder did not mean that Duan Tian could not too. He mumbled to himself as he watched for a while. As soon as he spoke, one of the two silhouettes in the air was shot tens of meters away. There was only a person left who stood there in pride. It was the Zhou clan Grand Elder. Grand Elder, you've broken through to 9th level monarch stage. The person who flew away was the clan leader of the Zhou clan, Zhou. He was looking at the Zhou clan Grand Elder in shock at the moment. Clan leader, I've told you that you can't stop me. After taking a glance at Zhou, the Zhou clan Grand Elder then looked at the people below his feet and yelled in his deep voice, Cowardly rat, you dare to act, but don't have the guts to bear the responsibility? The old fella's so hot-tempered. Duan Tian ascended into the sky as the people watched in shock, and he soon arrived before the Zhou clan Grand Elder. He faced him fearlessly. It's you who killed my son? The Grand Elder asked. If your son's named Zhou Li, then I guess so. Duan Tian responded casually. It's him. He killed the Zhou clan Grand Elder's son? At that time, the people at the Zhou clan's auction fair snapped back to their senses. Never had they thought that the purple-clad young man would have killed the Zhou clan Grand Elder's only son. They thought about it, and it soon made sense to them. Duan Tian was probably the only person who had the guts to kill the Grand Elder's son. No one dared to do that at all. Good, very good. You killed my son. You'll burn in hell today. As the Zhou clan Grand Elder roared furiously, his robe fluttered without the presence of the wind. He looked like as if he had turned into a raging King Kong with his muscular body. Old fella, why don't you ask why I killed your son? Duan Tian looked at the Grand Elder calmly and asked, No matter what, you shouldn't have killed my son. There was a cold will to kill in the Zhou clan Grand Elder's voice, like he would devour anyone who went near him. It seems like you already know. Duan Tian looked deeply into the Grand Elder's eyes as he noticed something. So what if I know? Although my son took your 2 items, even if he were to take your life, you shouldn't have killed him either. There's only one consequence since you killed him, which is to suffer a fate of death. So, I can't kill him even if he took my life? Duan Tian was stunned at first, and subsequently, he could not help but guffaw out loud as if he had just heard the funniest joke in the world. You're worthy of the Zhou clan Grand Elder's position. What a tyrant! As he wiped off his tears from the laughter, a cold and terrifying gleam began to sparkle in Duan Tian's eyes. His purple robe flapped without any wind like a ball of purple flame burning. Zhou Zheng watched whatever that was happening before his eyes from a distance. He knew there was nothing that he could do about it. The only thing that he could do was to watch silently. No matter what the consequences would be, the result of the fight before his eyes had nothing to do with their Zhou clan. If the purple-clad young man died, the Zhou clan Grand Elder would leave the clan and become a fugitive. He would have to run away from the hunt by the powerhouses from the sect that the purple-clad young man came from. A sect that's able to bring out such a grade 1 spirit sword and grade 1 life recovery pill. It's powerful enough for them to end our Zhou clan. It was a no-brainer for Zhou Zheng to figure that out. If it were not a powerful sect, how else would it get a grade 1 weapons craftsman who could refine a grade 1 spirit weapon that gives a 90% power boost, and at the same time, a grade 1 alchemist who refined a grade 1 medicinal pill with 91% purity to join them? If the result were the complete opposite, the purple-clad young man would have killed their Grand Elder. To the Zhou clan, the end result was the same. No matter what it was, their Zhou clan would lose their Grand Elder who had just broken through to 9th level Martial Monarch stage. So what if I'm tyrannical? The Grand Elder grinned. He spoke in a tone as if Duan Ling Tian was nothing to him. Don't worry, I won't kill you right away. I'll torture you slowly so that you'd rather die than being alive. Then, I'll let you die slowly. That's the only way that I can release the grudge in me. There was pleasure in the Zhou clan Grand Elder's tone as he spoke. It was as if he had already tortured Duan Ling Tian to death at that moment. That depends if you can do what you said. Duan Ling Tian squinted and said calmly as though what the Zhou clan Grand Elder said did not bother him. You'll find out very soon. The Grand Elder shouted while origin energy rumbled in his body like an earth-shaking, milky flame. A couple of profundities followed him like shadows, and in the next second, he seemed as if he had turned into a cannon shooting ferociously at Duan Ling Tian. Whoosh! As the Zhou clan Grand Elder flung his entire body at Duan Ling Tian, a spirit sword appeared in his hand. He inserted all of his energy into the spirit sword as he swung it, and the sword shuddered intensely while a crisp, ear-piercing sword whistling could be heard. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. At the same time, tens of thousands of sword rays that seemed unreal shot out in front of the Zhou clan Grand Elder like rain. They were dashing towards Duan Ling Tian without any mercy. Duan Ling Tian would definitely die from being pierced by the 10,000 sword rays as soon as he was hit. The speed of the sword rays lashing out was even faster than the Zhou clan Grand Elder himself. The 10,000 rays sword technique. As the clan leader himself, Zhou Zheng recognized the sword technique that their Grand Elder was performing at first glance. It was a heaven-rank advanced sword skill which was cultivated to its peak. Only the peak level 10,000 ray sword technique could release 10,000 sword rays when it was performed. Dragon soaring the 9 heavens. Facing the Zhou clan Grand Elder's attack, which seemed like a thunderstorm, Duan Ling Tian did not fight back forcefully. Instead, he moved away like he had transformed into a divine dragon and dodged the Grand Elder's attack that was coming at him. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. However, it was naturally not easy to dodge the peak level heaven rank advanced 10,000 ray sword technique. As Duan Ling Tian performed a martial art movement to dodge the attack, the 10,000 sword rays took a swift turn and chased after him. Fwa! At that moment, the Zhou clan Grand Elder caught up to him. The heaven and earth energy above his head formed into a heaven and earth phenomenon. There were 4 ancient black dragon silhouettes and over 3,000 ancient horn dragon silhouettes. A 9th level Martial Monarch stage's full origin energy was similar to the strength of 1 ancient black dragons and 2,000 ancient horn dragons. A grade 1 spirit weapon with an 87% power boost gave the additional power of an ancient black dragon and a couple of hundred ancient horn dragons. Apart from that, the remaining few Monarch stage profundities would add up to the strength of 2 ancient black dragons and 1,000 ancient horn dragons. Therefore, the Zhou clan Grand Elder's full force was similar to the energy of 4 ancient black dragons and over 3,000 ancient horn dragons. That's pretty fast. Duan Ling Tian, who performed the heaven rank advanced defensive martial skill, dragon soaring the 9 heavens and dodged like a divine dragon, soon noticed the 10,000 sword rays that were trailing after him. Without knowing when, a grin spread at the edge of his lips as he watched the heaven and earth phenomenon form above the Zhou clan Grand Elder's head. Whoosh! Duan Ling Tian stood where he was as the people watched. He allowed the sword rays from the sword technique that the Zhou clan Grand Elder performed to cover him. What is he doing? Perhaps he figured that he couldn't run away, so he decided to let it take his life. No, if he's dead, how are we supposed to find out how the sword and the pill came about? Many of their faces flashed with concern as they looked at Duan Ling Tian at the Zhou clan's auction fair. Naturally, they were not concerned about Duan Ling Tian's life, but instead, they were worried that there would be no way for them to find out about the sword and the pill that had been sold to the Zhou clan earlier if he was killed. At that very moment, Feng Tianwu, who was initially sitting in the pavilion, had walked out and looked into the sky. She fixed her eyes on the purple silhouette, which was idle. Concern showed between her eyebrows. At that moment, even the clan leader of Zhou clan, Zhou Zheng, and the auction fair manager, Zhou Ji, were frowning as they looked doubtfully at Duan Ling Tian. They had no idea what Duan Ling Tian was thinking about. It was almost impossible for him to fight back impactfully since he just stood there as the 10,000 sword rays advanced closer to him. Their pupils shrunk very soon. One after another, the rest of their pupils shrunk. Oh God, what did they just see? They saw the purple-clad young man standing there with a sword that appeared at the side of his body. As soon as the sword appeared, it vanished without a trace. At the same time, everyone clearly saw a layer of light shield rise around the purple-clad young man's body that appeared out of thin air. They could hear gusts of rapid sword whistling. It was evident that the light shield was a sword web made of the rapid sword rays. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Eventually, the 10,000 sword rays got to Duan Ling Tian like rain. They pelted on the layer of light shield that rose around his body. Bang, 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 bang. Loud thuds echoed as the 10,000 sword rays rained down. They drove blasts of airwaves which turned into a strong wind, but it did not manage to break the light shield on Duan Ling Tian's body after all. How is this possible? The Zhou clan Grand Elder's jaw dropped, and he had an expression of disbelief as he watched what was happening before his eyes. Never had he thought that the murderer who killed his son could defend his attack like a piece of cake. Given the fact that Duan Ling Tian had encountered the #1 powerhouse of the Zhou clan, who had just broken through to 9th level martial monarch stage from his closed-door cultivation. So powerful, he's performing a defensive martial skill, isn't he? That's right. Moreover, it's a defensive martial skill combining the spirit sword. It's brilliant. Many people were discussing among themselves at the Zhou clan's auction fair. They were gawking at the purple-clad young man who was covered in a translucent, 5-colored light shield with respect. Although they knew that the purple-clad young man was powerful, they did not expect him to be this dominant. Not only was he fearless when he faced the 9th level martial monarch powerhouse who was coming at him with the full force of 4 ancient black dragons and 3,000 ancient horned dragons, but he also defended himself against the powerhouse's full force attack with defensive martial skill. Furthermore, he had resisted the powerhouse's attack entirely. At that moment, the heaven and earth energy above Duan Ling Tian's head were forming into a heaven and earth phenomenon. Just as everyone was looking over, the light shield around Duan Ling Tian's body faded. He was left with a sword in his hand while the heaven and earth phenomenon faded away before it even managed to form. Many of them were disappointed to see that go away. Did you say that you'd torture me slowly? Duan Ling Tian looked at the Zhou clan Grand Elder who stood not far away in disbelief and asked calmly.